So the GOP frequently bashes Washington's constant willingness to spend money. But a new report shows that some of the party's top leaders, like John Boehner, Mitch McConnell, all voted for major drivers of the nation's debt during the past decade. Things like the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, the Bush tax cuts, TARP, you remember that? Time to let the Willis watchdogs out. Mike Needham, Chief Executive Officer of Heritage Action for America. Matt McCall, CEO of Penn Financial, and attorney Remy Spencer. Mike, let's start with you. What do you make of this?
Well, it's true. Paul Ryan, John Boehner, they voted for Medicare Part D, and that's a major reason that we have spending problems in this country, and it's inexcusable. I think the question is, going forward, who has a responsible plan to control spending? We saw the House pass a budget in April that actually takes care of the real problem facing America, which is $62 trillion of unfunded promises. They're guilty. They voted for some of them, but now it's time to clean up the mess.
And it's a big, big, big mess, right, Matt?
You
said it.
I actually agree with Mike. I think, both sides have been guilty in the past. I mean, we can go back and rip that apart. The wars are kind of tough for me. After 9/11, how do you not vote, really, to go with the war with Afghanistan? So everybody's really on there. Look at Obama, too, his record voting in the past. He doesn't have much of one, but he supported a lot of spending as well. But I think going forward now, I think the Republicans are on the side where they want to stop the spending. If they can get the Democrats to come over, I think we have a shot for our country to continue to prosper. If not, we're in trouble.
Boy, I have no idea. Remy, what do you say?
I agree with both of them. And I think really the point of this story and this issue is that we can't blame everything on President Obama. I mean, since 2001, $5.8 trillion is what our debt has grown since 2001. So say what you will about our president, it's not entirely his fault.
Look, there's lots of people to point fingers at. I agree. All right. Can't find a seller for a house? You can just knock it down, demolish it. That's what Bank of America plans to do with hundreds of foreclosed and abandoned homes it says are in such bad shape that it would cost more to make them livable than to destroy them. All right, Matt, what do you say?
I actually believe in this. I think that's a good way, because the only way to get prices to go back up is get the inventory down. So by knocking down homes, your inventory gets lowered. The only problem on the other side is you have these home builders building so many houses out there for who? I mean, who's going to be living in these homes? So at the same time they're knocking them down, they're building more and more. So that keeps home prices, unfortunately, down to where they are.
Remy?
Yeah, I think that it's a double-edged sword, because we see so many houses sitting on the market that aren't being sold. I think buyers are generally going to always want new construction. Can they afford it? So if the builders can afford to build, will the buyers be able to buy these homes? We'll see.
Smart. All right, Mike, what do you say?
Well, I think we have to look at why do we have too many homes being built. We have a federal government that is literally said by law, Fannie and Freddie have to back 29% of the mortgages they back have to go to people who are poor in those neighborhoods. You literally have it by law that we have to give mortgages to broke people, and then we're surprised that we have too many houses and that we have a housing crisis. So I think the problem, as usual, has started in Washington.
It's a lot of red tape. That's for darn sure. All right. Want apples with that burger? Well, now if you buy a Happy Meal at McDonald's, that's what you'll find in the box. That and fewer fries. It's all part of the nation's effort to combat childhood obesity. Remy, it breaks my heart.
You can still get your fries at McDonald's, that's for sure. I mean, although obesity hits every socioeconomic class in this country, I do think that the lower end of the spectrum can't afford to eat healthy. And this is a very good way that people who can go to McDonald's, who have to go to McDonald's on a more regular basis, can try and get some healthier food options when they're there.
I don't like that argument anymore where you can't do it, because if you actually, I used to believe that as well, but sure, they can't shop at Whole Foods, which is a bit pricey, but if you walk out to the local, food stand in front of my house, 6 bananas for $1, that $1 is going to feed your kid for breakfast for the entire week. So I think it's just laziness. It's not the fact they don't have the money. They're too darn lazy to cook for their children.
Well, let's talk about laziness. I think this whole conversation misses the point. Kids are supposed to eat junk food. That's what's happened throughout history. The problem is that kids don't exercise. Go make some friends, go play basketball, have a cheeseburger, and enjoy your childhood.
Well, they're supposed to exercise, yes, but I don't think you're supposed to eat food. The problem is they've been trained the last couple of generations that junk food's okay. So if we start here going forward, that junk food's not okay anymore. It should be a treat, not something we eat every day.
But Mike, you're saying that junk food is a good thing,
in the
right?
1950s, kids were out there playing stickball in the streets. They were eating unhealthy. Kids have eaten candy for as long as it's going on.
No,
the issue isn't what
that's
kids
when
are
you
eating.
actually
The issue
family
is that
dinners.
kids
You
don't
actually sit down for
exercise
family
today.
dinners. No way. This is different. These days, you don't even sit down for family dinners. If nobody knows what that is, they'd rather sit at McDonald's.
We're going to call it a draw there. I think all of you made great points. Thanks so much for helping us out. Great job, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right.